Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of The Legend of Heroes Trails into Reverie, running on PlayStation 5. Okay, last we left off, Lloyd got his ass kicked, which I think happens at least once per game. I think in the first game, it was twice, or maybe even 3 times. Okay, we're going to Rean's route. We haven't even run into C, the new character.
Is that all?
No. I can fight! Kurt! I'm ready!
Pathetic.
Kurt!
This doesn't make any sense.
At this rate...
Come on, we'll hide under the bridge. We need to get to Instructor Rean ASAP if we're going to figure out some way to help out Ash and Muse.
I agree. And we need to get out of this icy water before it saps any more of our strength. That should be our top priority.
I hope you don't think I can't see you down there.
Is anywhere safe from her?
No one escapes the Icy Maiden when she's this serious, I fear.
I can't believe this is happening.
Several hours before at 10 a.m. Ymir, the hot springs paradise. Rean Schwarzer. Claire Reidveld.
Oh, what a gorgeous sight. So, this is where you grew up, Instructor?
What a wonderful place. It's so peaceful and calming.
I figured the snow would have all melted by this time of year.
Most of it has. This is just what's left over. You would have really seen some snow if we were here a month ago.
Oh, how lovely. It's nice to be honeymooning in a winter wonderland.
I owe this town much after all they did for me 2 years ago.
I think we owe you more than you owe us.
Oh yeah. You used Ymir as your base during the Civil War, right?
Yeah. She did a ton of work to improve our defenses and our communications network.
I suppose it's been 2 years for me as well. The last visit I recall was when I was tasked with abducting Princess Alphen and Instructor Rean's little sister.
It's, also been a while for you, Rean, hasn't it? Why don't we start by letting your parents know that we're here?
That sounds good to me. I want to introduce all my students to them.
It's going to feel a little strange meeting our instructors' parents.
Yeah. I'm feeling kinda nervous all of a sudden.
I, for one, can hardly wait to say hello to my future in-laws.
I've got a whole lot of stories to tell them about their little baby boy.
Please don't embarrass me in front of my family.
Okay, Rean's Act 1. As the snow thaws. I can't tell you how little I care about this crew. I said I'm not into this series. Welcome to the home of Baron Schwarzer. We have been eagerly awaiting your arrival. Whoa, a real maid. You can tell she's been well trained. I didn't expect to find you helping out, Maple. You've gotten way better at welcoming guests. The Phoenix Wings has trained me well, young Rean. You're seeming a lot more grown up yourself. Just not as much as me. And suddenly all pretenses of professionalism slip away. Now please come this way. Baron and Lady Schwarzer await you in the study. Who is she? An old friend of mine who works at the Phoenix Wings. She got a year on me and is determined never to let me forget it. You seem rather close, but looks to me like all friends, no benefits. I figure Schwarzer would have every chick in the town for fawning over him. I wouldn't have put it past him either, to be honest. Is this really what you think of me? Clearly nobody here would dare to get in Elise's way. Here we go again. Starting to feel sorry for him. That makes two of us. Something wrong, young Rean? Sorry, we're coming now.
Mom, Dad, I'm home.
Lucia Schwarzer.
It's good to see you again, my son.
It's been a long half year without you.
I'm sorry I haven't been able to visit as often as I'd like. Especially since it sounds like Elise has been too busy to come home as well. She's asked me to give you both her regards.
Well, I'm sure St. Estria's student council is keeping her plenty busy.
I just hope she doesn't work herself sick.
I'm sure she's just fine. The younger students all seem to adore her. And she has Her Highness there if she's ever in need of a friend to talk to. I've also been keeping an eye out to make sure no insects start buzzing around her.
Are you now?
That overprotectiveness may create more trouble than it prevents.
Poor Elise. It's a pleasure to see you both again, Lord and Lady Schwarzer.
The same to you, Major Revelt. It's not hard to imagine that the RMP must be exceptionally busy at the moment. I hope your time here will help ease some of your weariness.
Thank you, Your Lordship.
Oh, and these must be your students.
That's right.
Kurt Vander.
My name is Kurt Vander. I have learned much under Instructor Rean's exemplary tutelage.
You would be one of the rare practitioners of the Vander School's dual blade style. I've heard that despite how capable you are, you're not one to rest on your laurels. Humble, too. Unusual and admirable qualities in someone of your age.
I am honored you would speak of me that way, but I'm afraid you overestimate me.
Oh, I don't think so.
Name's Ash Carbide. If you've heard it, chances are it's because your son was complaining about what a pain in the ass I am.
On the contrary, I've heard there's much more to you than that prickly exterior of yours. Rean's told me that deep down, you're a very smart, considerate young man who your fellow students depend on.
The hell? You want to watch what bullcrap you're feeding your folks about me, Schwarzer?
Sorry, you're just stuck being a big old softy.
The denial is what makes him oh so lovable. I am Muse Egret. It's a pleasure. I owe much to both of your children.
Ah, I've heard much about you. It can't be easy to shoulder so much responsibility at such a young age.
Not at all. Instructor Rean's love and support give me the strength necessary to overcome any obstacle.
Oh my. Love, you say?
Can't you spare me your harassment in front of him?
I see that Elise wasn't exaggerating. You are quite the character. I'm glad that she and Rean have someone like you to come to when they need it.
Think nothing of it. That's what family does.
Doesn't miss a beat, does she?
She certainly does not.
My name is Una Crawford. It's a pleasure to meet you. I found myself in Instructor Rean's debt before even enrolling at the Academy, and I've constantly been in it since. But I've been trying to learn as much as I can from him so that one day, I can be a source of strength to others just like him.
Oh, you're the young lady from Crossbell. What a commendable spirit you have.
I agree. You seem every bit the earnest, cheerful young woman Rean told us you were.
What else did he say about me?
He told us you never give up even when all seems lost, and act like a shining beacon of light to those around you. It seems he really depends on you.
That's really flattering to hear. But also really embarrassing to hear in front of my classmates.
You're not the only one going red.
How are you not completely desensitized to the things you say by now?
I feel a little jealous, truth be told.
Anyway, I've had my turn now. Last up is you.
Altina Orion.
You okay, Elie?
I'm the one who abducted Elise and the princess during the Northern Jaegers' attack on Ymir 2 years ago.
Altina.
I know I have no right to even be here after the harm my actions caused you. But since I have this opportunity, I am so terribly sorry for what I did.
That must really have been eating away at her.
Please, raise your head. You were but a child following orders, and you did nothing to harm either of them. You need not feel any guilt for your actions.
Still...
There's something I would like to say to you as well. Thank you, Altina.
Or what?
I hear you were always at Rean's side during the year he was fulfilling the government's demands after the Civil War. I'm truly grateful he had you to support him.
I was just following orders then, too.
Even so.
Besides, you're not here today because you were ordered to be, are you?
That's true. I'm part of Class 7 because I chose to be and want to be.
Aww.
Our class wouldn't be the same without you.
Then you have no reason not to feel completely welcome here. You're a lucky man to have so many wonderful students, Rean.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Well, I think that's enough talking for now. What say you all to some lunch? You've had a long journey. You must all be starving. Now that you mention it. That's true. We did set off rather early. Thank you for your kindness. I can't wait to sample the culinary delights of our instructor's home. I'll have everything ready as soon as I can. I gathered some excellent pheasant meat during my morning hunt. You're going to love it. You went out hunting first thing in the morning? Someone must have been fired up. Your parents are such wonderful people. Tell me about it. That was delicious. I knew the meat would be fresh, but your garden-raised vegetables were delicious as well, Lady Schwarzer. That meal was the perfect balance of rustic and flavorful. And they weren't being stingy about the portions either. I've never tasted a wild strawberry tart as fine as that. The tea afterwards was first-rate, too. I actually think I might have eaten a bit too much. I'm just happy we could satisfy you all. Either way, we'll get out of your way now. But if there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to call us. Thank you. So, Major, now that I've got a chance to ask, there's one thing I've been wondering. Why exactly did you call us here? All Principal Aurelia told us is that we're here for a special assignment. Whatever it is, it clearly concerns the RMP too. I understand your curiosity, and naturally there's a good reason why you are the only class here. However, I'm afraid it's not my place to elaborate. So, someone else will be telling us? Regardless, it will be a while longer before everything is ready. You haven't been home for 6 months, Rean, so why don't you take the chance to walk around Ymir while you wait? I imagine the rest of you would enjoy the opportunity to take in the sights too. That doesn't sound like a bad idea. Most of you have never been here before, so how about I show you all around? I must admit that is rather tempting. But instructor, it's rare you're afforded the chance to come back here. There must be things you want to do without us. Yeah, we can show ourselves around, no problem. It's not like we're babies, you know. We'll be alright on our own. Well, if you insist. I appreciate the sentiment, but it's kind of stings to be shot down like that. But I guess I'll do what they say and go see how everyone in Ymir is doing. Choosing Rean's bonds. Rean, the protagonist of the Trails of Cold Steel games, has formed bonds with many of those he met on his adventures. By carrying over Trails of Cold Steel for dealer data, it's possible to carry those bonds over. Well, it's actually not, because I don't think they made a Trails of Cold Steel 4 for PlayStation 5. Now, players who do not have clear data can choose which bonds Rean formed here so that they can be reflected in the story. Choose which characters Rean has bonds with. The character you choose here will receive bonus link experience. Which character Rean formed special bond with? Boy, I wish they would have provided faces. I mean, we talk about Elise all the time, I guess. Now, choose which characters Rean reached the maximum bond level with. You can choose as many characters as you wish. Choose which characters Rean formed a bond with. Character choose here will receive bonus link experience. Oh, well, knowing me, I would have done every single quest. We were going to try to play the Trails of Cold Steel 4 on PC, but again, I wouldn't have been able to transfer any of that save data over, so... Rean Special Summon gained link experience. The characters being formed bonds with will gain link experience. Yay! It's so good to be back home. It's just a shame Elise couldn't come back with me. Still, I'm sure we'll get the chance eventually. Anyway, I should get going. It might be worth checking in on the others if I run into them too. You see bonus items in tribute to the releases of Trails of Cold Steel and Trails of Cold Steel 3 and Trails of Cold Steel 4. No, I'm trying to talk too fast. Squishing all the words together. Elise came back here for a short while, but she looked as busy as ever. I suppose she wants to do what she can to support Princess Elfin now that she's resumed her royal business. She hasn't told me directly, but that's more or less what I've heard too, yeah. It makes sense, especially since Her Highness likely still has plenty on her plate. Yeah, I suppose so. Poor princess. It's strange. The Schwarzers have long maintained good relations with the Imperial household, but it was never our intention to force the two of you to carry that on. Yet somehow Elise still naturally gravitated towards Her Highness. And from what I understand, you seem to be rather friendly with her as well. Is that right? I suppose. She's always been kind and gracious to me at the very least. Even with the war behind us, the Imperial family continues to endure difficulties of their own. I hope we can find a way to help them. Of course, the folks who've been playing Cold Steel are used to this format, since it's a much newer series, and have had more recent updates than the Crossbell saga, and certainly the Sky saga. Though obviously we had Sky characters that were part of the Crossbell saga as well. I can tell from the way your students look at you that you are doing a good job as their instructor. As your father, I couldn't be more happy and proud of you to see that, son. Thanks, Dad. That means a lot coming from you. Being a teacher is not so different from being a baron, you know. Both involve fostering the growth of those who look to you for guidance, so that they may grow even stronger and self-sustaining. When you put it like that, I can see what you mean. You definitely are always supporting everyone around here. Exactly. That's why I figure if you were ever to inherit my position sometime down the line, I know it'd be in good hands. That's a conversation for another day, I think.
Nothing says I'm home quite like the clean taste of Ymir's air.
I'm home, buttocks. Oof. Glad to see you still got that puppy pep in your step. You've been helping Dad when he goes out hunting? I'm sure he's really happy to have you. Oof. Are you looking after Arthur, Gizmo? Would you like a hand? Oh, I'll be quite all right. You haven't been home in quite some time, so I'd rather you were able to rest. Thanks. That's really considerate of you. I spent a lot of time on horseback over the past few years, but thinking back, it's thanks to Arthur that I was able to learn to ride at all. I remember how you struggled to get on his back when you were just a boy. That was so long ago now. I can feel the memories flooding back. And now look at this little villa. Oh, Rean. You're looking well, Alf. I'm not even close to well. Master Kafai hasn't been here in ages. I've been waiting with his favorite alcohol and snacks for him to show up, but he never comes. I want to study under him so badly, too. Well, Master Kafai is nothing if not capricious, unfortunately. Although even if he were to come back, I'm not sure Alf should hold out hope on studying under him. But hoping isn't going to do him any harm, I suppose. Looking to grab a souvenir? Yeah, for my family. Oh, and for Jessica and Luis as well. This place sells all sorts of rare stuff. Kind of reminds me of New Sion imports. They both carry Eastern goods, that's true. Since a lot of their stuff comes from the Republic, they were out of stock last year. But now things are finally back to normal. Thank goodness trade has recovered. All agreed. What is it, Instructor? Nothing. I just thought you'd be more on edge today. You're surprisingly calm. I mean, today's the signing ceremony in Crossbell, yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't thinking about it. There's a part of me that wants to be home for such a monumental occasion. But I'd feel kind of left out if I was the only one who didn't come to Ymir. I belong with Class 7. Yuna. By the way, I heard something from Randy. He told me you played a big part in Operation Liberate Crossbell last month. Oh, it wasn't that big of a deal. I just helped Lloyd and the others a teeny bit. Hey, are you really okay with staying at the branch campus? It's the end of the school year, so you should have been able to transfer back to Crossbell like Randy. Heck, I bet they'd love to have you at the police academy again. So, you want me gone, then? No, that's not what I... I'm just messing with you. It's true that I regret not being able to properly graduate from the police academy. But right now, my time at the branch campus is even more important. I said it earlier, it's where I belong. I see.
And you know, I like being with you, Instructor. I didn't mean that in a weird way.
I know. There's still a lot I want to teach you, too.
Good, because I'm all ears.
Anyway, everything I learned at Thor's is sure to be useful in the future, whether it's for myself or to help strengthen the relationship between Crossbell and the Empire. I'm going to be counting on you to teach me the good stuff, Instructor. You have yourself a deal. Better get that brain of yours ready. Well, if it isn't Rean, welcome back. Long time no see, Camilla. You look well. What's that? I look young and my complexion is perfect? You sweet talker. You really haven't changed. Oh, come now. That's not true. I've been in the rare item business lately. Speaking of which, have you heard about this? It's Lakeford's newest fishing gear. I ordered way too many sets. And then on top of that, they sent me new rods and parts as a bonus. Care to take them off my hands? Are you sure? Of course. I'm sure this stuff would be much better used in the hands of a knowledgeable fisherman like you. Whoa, this is a lot. Thank you so much. No need for thanks. I just like seeing you happy. I'll be running the shop as usual, so feel free to drop in whenever. Will do. Fishing, huh? It's starting to warm up a little, so it's the perfect time to cast a line in the mountain stream. I should give it a whirl once I have some free time. A whirl, you say? Lord Rean, you're home, eh? How are things at the school? Really busy as we prepare for the new school year, but super fulfilling. How are things going here, Leo? Same old, same old. You know how my wife is, right? Are you going to be sticking around for long? I'll handle all your orbit modification and weapon upgrade needs. Thanks a lot. Oh, before I forget, have you heard that the Arcus 2 got an update? Yeah, the Rancfruit group got in touch with us. I hear the slots got a boost? Correct. You can strengthen them up to a 3rd stage now, allowing for the insertion of even more powerful quartz. I actually got a sample from the RF group. It's yours if you want to see how it works. After strengthening the slot with this sepith, you should be able to plug the quartz in. Thank you for everything. No need for thanks. Just happy to see you again. Since you're home and all, make sure to get some R&R. Of course. Some orbit and some quartz. I'll have to upgrade my slot. Oh, hold on a minute. Okay. See, recovery art restores 1, cures burn. I don't know. The scenery here is truly spectacular. It sure is. I lived here most of my life, and I'm still not tired of it. It's just a shame it doesn't last all year. Once the snow's gone, that's it. Still, I'm sure it's just replaced by the equally unique beauty of another season. You're not wrong here. You're more than welcome to visit again in another season if you want to see. I'd like that very much. Did you once practice your swordsmanship here? Sort of. It was further up in the mountain, to be specific. Master Kafai and I spent about a month living out in the wilderness while he trained me intensively. Interesting. I've heard the Arseid school does a similar thing. Perhaps it's an Eastern manner of training that the Arseids later adopted. It's true that the Eastern martial arts emphasizes becoming one with nature, but I think in my case it was just because Master Kafai believed it to be effective. Securing food to eat and a place to sleep every day was hard enough, but sometimes he would even set monsters on me. Thinking back, I had to do some crazy stuff to make it through in one piece. And you're a glutton for punishment. I shudder to think of what you must have gone through. Ouch. Is that how you see me? Forgive me. I didn't mean for it to come across quite so rudely. Still, perhaps I should try training in the mountains myself. I apologize if I'm assuming wrong here, but are you feeling frustrated with your progress? Oh, no, I'm not. No, I suppose you're right. Well, I'm happy to lend an ear if there's something you want to talk about. All right, then. This isn't a new concern of mine, but it's something I was reminded of when we were introducing ourselves to your parents. Juna and Altina have grown significantly since I first met them. And not just them. The same could be said for Ash, Muse, and the rest of the students at the Academy. They've all matured significantly in the years since we all enrolled. But then there's me. I don't feel like I've grown all that much. I continue to train every day, and I do feel as though I'm improving. I'm just a little frustrated by the pace. I think you only feel that way because you're more capable than most. What do you mean? In other words, you expect more of yourself than most people do. When you put your bar for success so high, it's only natural it's going to be harder to surpass it. That's just reality. But that makes it sound as if I've got barely any room for improvement. That's definitely not the case. It's going to be more difficult for you to make significant progress than before, but you've been overcoming that for a while. Last year, you faced off against Prince Cedric and overcame many trials before that. But you weren't content to rest on your laurels. In the 6 months since, you've never stopped working to better yourself. I think you're the only one who can't see how much progress you've made. As your instructor, I know better than anyone just how much you've improved. So, have confidence in yourself, Kurt. Thank you, instructor. Of course, don't take that as me telling you to be content with how you are and to stop trying. I wouldn't dream of it. I have no intention of slowing my pace, at least not until I've surpassed you. Well, sounds like I have a good reason to keep bettering myself then. Well, I'm going to get going, but we have the Phoenix Wings to ourselves today. I'd recommend you take a chance to relax in the hot springs while you have it. That sounds wonderful. I might stay here for a moment to collect my thoughts and then head over. I can't just ride the cable car down the mountain on my own. What? Why not? Why not, I say? It's just somebody's private home. So you're finally back, Rean. You're not with Elise? Oh, she's busy with things at school. You better make sure to support her like a good big brother. I know, I'll check in on her every day if I could, but you know how things go. It's not really what I meant. Has there been any progress with Elise? Progress? She's only getting more beautiful with each passing day. If you're not careful, someone else might step in. Ah, true. I need to keep my eyes peeled for any pesky flies buzzing around her. I forget if it's like the Sky series where they're not blood related. Yeah, I could go read the profiles, I guess. That seems to be the thing with the Legend of Heroes series anyways, to have adopted brothers and sisters. Well, look who's back. Glad to see you're doing well, Rean. Likewise, you're in as good a mood as ever, Geralt. I can see why. You've got quite a few customers for this time of year. Yeah, right after the war ended, hardly anyone was coming in. Looks like things are finally going back to normal. Since tensions between the neighboring nations have calmed down a bit, we're getting even more guests than usual. Nothing beats times of peace. You got that right. Now then, since you're here and all, how about I teach you one of our recipes? You mean one of your secret dishes? Are you sure about this, Geralt? Of course. You all use recipe books too, right? If you jot down one of my specials, you'll be able to prepare it whenever you want. Here, help yourself. A recipe for one of my specials and the ingredients to whip it up. See, tricolor onigiri recipe and 3 sets of ingredients. The ingredients as well? Really, this is much too kind. I don't get to see you as often as I'd like, so let me at least do this much. I know you're keeping plenty busy out there, but take care of yourself and make sure you're eating right. Of course, I'll take that to heart. About making food. If you have a recipe and ingredients, you can cook food. You can learn recipes by trying dishes at restaurants. You can also learn them from recipe books. About making superb dishes. When certain characters make a dish, they may make a superb dish that is different from the recipe. Depending on what dish you have them cook, they may also end up making something downright peculiar. Be sure to experiment with new party members. You can use recipes and ingredients to make food by pressing right pad, I guess that's supposed to look like, and selecting recipes. I don't think it's left pad. I'm assuming the yellow color is the one you want to hit. You can have characters cook even when they're not in the party. Right? Yeah, there you go. Because left pad is high speed mode. Lots of people to talk to. God, all these Legends of Heroes games, they must be a pain to write for. There's just so many characters, so many NPCs. Yeah, and I think, 99% of them have unique dialogue. I don't know what to do with myself. Is Luna going to be okay? There's nothing to worry about. She's only just went out to peruse the shops. But this is her first time going shopping on her own. Eclair will be with her part of the way, right? I'm sure she'll be fine. You say that, but will she really be able to pick something nice without me there? What if she forgets what to buy or pays too much for too little? I can't take this. You're such a worrywart, Helena. We've got lots of guests today. Oh, looks like they're visitors other than us, huh? Yeah, a family of nobles and a strange woman. The noble party is a family of 3 and their maid. Things are getting rowdy around here. The weird lady is here by herself and apparently wants to hike up the mountains. She looks so happy about it. I can't imagine why. You're pretty observant, Kiki. Chalk it up to years of people watching. There's not much else to do around here, so I've gotten pretty good at noticing things. Yo, Rean, when did you get back? Just today, actually. Already hitting the sauce, Moritz. It's the middle of the day. What a bright and clear day it is. It's been nothing but snow up until last week. Thankfully, it's mostly melted now. I got a drink up as a treat for getting through the whole freezing ordeal. It kind of feels like you just keep coming up with ways to excuse your constant drinking. Hey, how about sharing a bottle with me? Not really a fan of day drinking myself. Why is snow so white? Why is there hot water outdoors? Why? Tell me. Well, it's because the village is known for its hot springs. But why? Listen, weren't you about to go shopping? Oh, you're right. I'm doing mommy shopping for her today, so she doesn't have to. Be careful, all right? I will accompany you to the shop entrance. Master Rean, it's so good to see you. Sorry for not noticing you sooner. I was just a little preoccupied. It's good to see you too. Is something bothering you? Oh, it's not a big deal, really. It's just, well, a customer at the Phoenix Wings confessed to me the other day. What? As in romantically? That's right. He asked if I would be willing to date him. At the end of last year, a noble who came here to recuperate after the war proposed to me too. It's happened so many times lately that it's starting to wear me down a little. She's a kind, pretty woman, so I understand why she'd be popular, but that's a lot of pressure to deal with on a regular basis. And if you're to accept, the purple I've known all my life would actually leave Ymir. The passage of time is a scary thing. Can't wait to relax in the springs, so I should see what the others are up to first. Hope they're enjoying themselves. Oh, that's right, that's the springs. We don't want to go to the springs yet. Although we will get there eventually.
There's the footpath.
Enjoying the footpath, you two? We certainly are. It must be wonderful having a place like this in the middle of your village. It's one of Ymir's biggest selling points, to be sure. If you don't mind, I think I might join you. This really warms you up. It truly does. I can feel all my fatigue just fading away, too. It's strange how effective it is, given how little of your body is actually inside of it. So what have the two of you been talking about before I came over? You, actually. Me? Specifically, we were talking about that power of yours. The curse's influence completely disappears as a result of the final rivalry. But your specific power still remains, correct? Yeah, the seed that originally gave it to me is gone. But the power itself has developed to the point where it's essentially its own thing now. Oh, there's no need to worry. I got it largely under control. Largely implies that there's still the possibility you may lose control of it. I can't deny it, but I'm devoting myself to making sure that doesn't happen. It isn't that we don't trust you. We simply don't trust your unfortunate habit of choosing to sacrifice yourself at the drop of a hat. I heard that the first time you lost control of your power was here in Ymir, because you were trying to protect Elise from a ferocious monster in the path behind the village. Found out about that, huh? Still, I'm afraid that's just who I am. I can't promise that I won't endanger myself for those I care about again, and Elise isn't the only one that's true for. Your perspective is logical in theory, but those who make such sacrifices don't understand just how painful they can be for those who they mean to protect, especially when they leave you completely alone. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. Besides, she came back in the end, so I have plenty of time to punish her for what she did. I'm sure you mean to thank her for what she did. Incorrect.
Anyway, I want you to keep watching over me, Instructor. There's still so much I have to learn from you, so I won't let you just disappear. I won't let you leave me.
I won't leave you, don't worry. On a not entirely dissimilar note, when will we be going on the date you promised me, Instructor? Wait, what date? This is the first time hearing of it. Because I never promised anything like that. I can't believe you would simply forget. You agreed to it before our exams last month. It's almost time for the end of term exams. It's been a wild year, but I want each of you to prepare properly so you can show off the results of all your hard work. You in particular, Muse. There's no need to hide your talents anymore. I want you to give this everything you've got. Instructor, that's a tough ask. But if you promise to give me a reward, I might be able to make that happen. You really are a handful. Well, let's see. If you manage to take the #1 spot on the combined rankings with the main campus, I'll happily treat you to a meal. Sure enough, she placed at the top of the rankings without breaking a sweat. Ada must have been furious at placing second. What can I say? Love triumphs over all.
So, I did what I promised I would. Instructor, don't you think I deserve a word of praise for my accomplishments?
Can't argue with that. Your motives are worth a raised eyebrow, but you did really well. So, well done, Muse. I'm proud of you.
You have no idea how it makes me feel to hear you say that.
And I suppose a promise is a promise. When we're done here in Ymir, I'll make time for us to go for our meal. Is that acceptable? Yay, I can hardly wait to spend the whole day with you and get dinner at the end. You're pretending to mishear me on purpose, aren't you? Those exams were a small price to pay to go on a date with the man of my dreams. I can place in any position you desire, from the top again all the way down to the bottom. You can deliberately rank bottom? Well, luck would factor into that one, so I would have to say bottom 3 to be certain. It's like competing against someone playing it by entirely different rules. Coming in here has gotten rid of my physical fatigue, but my mental fatigue has really jumped up to take its place. I think I'm going to get out. What about you two? We'll stay here for a little longer. You still have the issue of your obsession with your sister to discuss. Now I'm really leaving. Let's see, what was I on my way to? The chapel. Rean, I didn't realize you were back home. Even all the way up here, we've heard all about your exploits. Everyone in the village is impressed and proud of you. You're too kind, Father. Though, to be honest, I wouldn't call what I did that impressive. The war may have ended quickly, but it's left deep scars. There's still a lot of difficult work for the Empire to do. Perhaps, but even in just a few short months, Erebonian's recovery has made remarkable progress. Economic activity has resumed after stagnating, and bilateral relations with our neighbors have reawakened. Why, I've heard some places are even doing better than they were before the war, thanks to the disarmament. What we're seeing is a taste of peace, peace that the people deeply desired. That's nothing, Rean, and must be cherished. Or that's not nothing, Rean, and must be cherished. You're right, Father. Thanks for putting it all into perspective. I needed that. Nice to see you, Rean. Welcome back. It's been, what, 6 months since I last saw you? Gosh, you're right. It's good to see you, sister. Did Elise come home with you by any chance? No, not this time, unfortunately. I'm actually here on Thor's business. I wish I could have seen my sister, but I did bring my students along with me, for what it's worth. Did you? That's wonderful. What's so funny? Oh, it's nothing. I was just thinking about how great it is that little Rean has grown up to be a teacher with a flock of his own. Well, when you put it like that, now I feel sheepish. I'm so grateful for everything you did. I can only hope I do you proud, sister. Oh, that reminds me. Would you be willing to conduct a Sunday school class for the children sometime? I'm sure they would all love to learn from you. She wants me to come in for Sunday school, huh? That reminds me of a similar request I did before. Sure, I'd love to teach them something. I'll let you know if I have time for it. Great, no rush whatsoever. Whatever day works for you will be just perfect. I can't wait to see what wisdom you impart on the young ones. Nothing there. Yeah, nothing there. Right? Yeah. It's no small journey to here from Crossbell, so I need to make the most of my trip. My #1 goal is crossing the Isengard Range, I think. That's a huge goal for an out-of-towner. She must be really sure of herself. I just hope I don't get stranded for more than 3 days on the way across. I'm not in a hurry to get stuck for more than 10 again. Yeesh. Or maybe not. Either way, she's a tough one. I'll give her that. Oh, wait, I'm back here. What? Did I miss a place? No, I think I've talked to everyone. Oh no, I did miss somebody. Well, silly me. Oh, that's because I didn't walk all the way down here. What are you up to over here, Ash? Nothing much, just wandering around. But man, there sure is a lot of snow left down this way. Well, we don't generally use this path, so there's no point in removing any of the snow that builds up here. It just stays until it melts. Oh, I guess it makes sense if you've got the cable car anyway. Something on your mind? Kinda. A while back I heard someone talking about a sport you can basically only do on a snowy mountain. I just can't remember the name though. Snowboarding? That's the one. Heard something about using a special board to ride all the way down to the bottom of the mountain. I figure there's got to be enough snow here to do it, right? Though I'm thrilled that you're so interested in snowboarding, that would be a really bad idea. Why, gonna tell me, ooh, Ash, most of the snow's already melted, you're gonna die a horrible death or something? Well, screw that. Life's no fun without a bit of risk. To be fair, you did hit most of what I was going to say, but yeah, there's no chance I'll let you snowboard in this. Ugh, lame. If you really want to give snowboarding a try, though, you're more than welcome to come back here in the winter. I'll even teach you myself. I'd surpass you in no time flat. I'd like to see you try. I'll have you know that I'm the top of the leaderboards for every course here. Man, when you get hooked on something, you really get hooked, huh? Don't forget, I'm from Raquel. I grew up gambling to put food on the table. There ain't a game I can't win. I'm not afraid to embarrass you on your own turf. Well, that sounds like a challenge to me. Can't wait to see who comes out on top. Just remember that you're not allowed to be anything... You're not allowed to bet on the... just remember, you're not allowed to bet anything on the outcome unless we do it after you graduate. Bah, you and your damn rules.
I've gotten so used to spring everywhere else that the cold here's got me feeling like it's still winter. Think I might take that advice I gave to Kurt and soak in the hot spring.
Oh, that's the chapel. What am I doing? All right, we got all the talky talk out of the way. So why don't we stop it there? This is audap Review. You've been watching The Legend of Heroes, Trails into Reverie, running on PlayStation 5. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.